An American Tale, Fievel Goes West was released by Hudson Soft in 1994 for the Super Nintendo. Fievel Goes West is based off the animated movie of the same name that was released in 1991. Now this is kind of odd to see a movie tie-in game be released so long after the movie has been released. Remember, if you're new here, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button as it helps out this channel grow. And don't forget to hit the notification button for all future videos. So, how is An American Tale Fievel Goes West today? Let's find out in this review of Fievel Goes West for the Super Nintendo. Fievel and his family are immigrants mice living in New York City struggling to survive. One day, when a group of cats attack Tiny Mice community, they all are forced to escape to the sewers. Once in the sewers, the main villain, Cat R. Wall, uses a mouse puppet to convince all the city mice to get on the train and go west to cowboy country where cats, mice, and dogs get along and everyone has a great life. However, the truth is Cat R. Wall just wants the mice to go west so he and his fellow cats can't eat them. The mice set off by train to the west. Along the way, Fievel is knocked off the train, but eventually reunites with his family in a new western town. Fievel then fights the evil cat and saves his family and the day. Since the game came out 3 years after the movie, the story does follow the movie, but there are no cutscenes to explain what's going on, so if you've never watched the movie, then you're going to be completely lost on what's going on. The controls are very simple. B is the jump and Y is the shoot, and that's all. The jumping range is very high. The only problem is with the jumping mechanic is making the short jumps take some precision because of how high and far you can jump. Just like jumping, the shooting takes some precising too. Every enemy has to be hit in the head to kill them, and shots are limited to one at a time. Timing the jump with the shot takes some getting used to. The gameplay is a simple platformer style, with most of the levels in the game being seen straight out of the movie. You control Fievel, who uses a gun that shoots corks to kill enemies like snakes, cats, bats, and bosses. The gun is the only weapon in the entire game. For the first couple of levels, there is a power-up that changes the gun from a cork gun to a water gun to put out the platforms on fire so that you can continue throughout the level. The other power-ups throughout the game are a star or a sheriff's badge that gives you temporary invincibility, and a large heart which gives you an extra heart of health. The platforming is never unfair or even difficult for that matter. The game allows you to travel through these levels however you want for the most part. The levels can go up pretty high, or you can just stick to the ground for a different variation of enemies and surroundings. These basic platform levels make up most of the game. However, there are two types of levels. One, where you are in the sewer and you can ride a tuna can through the entire level, or you can hop out and swim instead. The other type of level about halfway through the game in which you drive a mining cart. The controls work pretty good. You can accelerate or decelerate the cart for jumps or to avoid enemies. It's a fun mechanic so you can do the level at any pace you want. Sadly, through the level forces you to crash the cart a couple of times per level and walk to a new one. You can beat this game in about an hour. There are only 5 parts with 3 levels apiece, so there are around 15 levels total. The graphics in this game are average. The sprites are nicely sized. They use a Mode 7 graphics to introduce each new world of the game, which is nice but underused for a Super Nintendo game. However, nothing really wows you. It's all just kind of plain. All the colors fit nicely and everything has a hint of detail, but there's no real animation to anything. There's also nothing going on in the backgrounds. Nothing to really look or explore in the levels. Everything just looks bland. The music is pretty good in this game. The music is always upbeat and nice, but sometimes it seems like it don't quite fit the level. Music you might expect on a Happy Forest level in another game is the music during a city on a fire level in this game. In the sewer level, with water rushing all around you, one gets a 1950s mystery theme. Then there's a song during the minecart level that sounds like it was from one of the Donkey Kong Country games. The one really fitting piece of music is the boss theme. It is scary and unsettling, but by the third boss, you're going to get tired of the same track for each boss. The sound effects are just okay in this game. Nothing really stands out. From when you shoot somebody and swimming in the water to collecting coins. But the one thing that does stand out is when you're in a minecart and trying to slow down, you can hear the brakes. The best part of this game is how faithful it is to the movie. The controls are good, they respond very well. The graphics are okay, nothing really happening in the background. It has a good soundtrack, all the music is good in this game. One of the bad things is that the game is short. They could have added some cutscenes to explain what's going on in the story, and they could have given us a level or two with the mode 7 instead of just giving us an introduction for the levels. And the sound effects could have been a lot better. If you are just looking for a quick game to beat in about an hour, then this is probably it. Overall, it's an average platformer, and I still had a little bit of fun with this game. While it's not the best for the Super Nintendo has to offer, it was still an okay playthrough. In American Tell, Fievel Goes West for the Super Nintendo gets a 3 out of 5. So what did you think about Fievel Goes West for the Super Nintendo? Please leave comments below to share your thoughts. That would do it for this episode. As a reminder, I will be doing live streams throughout the week. Most games are from the Xbox or the Nintendo Switch, and some nights I do a retro game night live. Okay, I want to thank you for watching, and if you like these videos, don't forget to give it a thumbs up for your support, and don't forget to subscribe. Have a good day.